right, so for this new project, we are going to start with the sky, and we're using cerulean blue and white, and this is what we're going to end up with, something like that. So we might add a bit of pink after, maybe, or ultramarine violet, purple in the sky, but I doubt it because we have quite a bit of stuff happening there. So we don't really need a lot of different colors in the sky. So let's start with the sky. I'm just gonna I'm using a flat brush. So I'm going to use cerulean blue, mix it with white. Now you're welcome to go over the trees if you like, and then put them on top after, or you just go around the trees and with the sky color.
That looks like a fairly light blue on your palette there.
Kind of, yeah. It is light. It's not dark blue.
Okay.
It will dry darker too.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Bigger canvas, so.
This is going to require more than one layer, of course, especially because we're working on burnt umber. The canvas has been primed in burnt umber. I went over the tree, so I'm going to put it back, just for me to see where the tree is. Okay. Okay, we'll just wait for it to dry, and then we'll do the sky one more time. We'll put some clouds, maybe very soft clouds, just to give it movement. All right, I'm gonna let this dry for a minute. Okay, let's do the second coat. sometimes what I do is when I'm doing a second coat, sometimes I leave a bit of the coat before the darker one, the slightly darker one. And I'll show you what I mean right now. It's so cool because it looks like faraway trees when you do that. If you leave a darker, so let's say in this area here, if I bring the sky, which is a bit lighter, and of course it's going to be lighter because acrylic dries darker. If I do this, you'll see this edge right there. That looks like it's trees in the back, far away, or even right here, kind of like this, like that. So this is another option sometimes, and it's interesting. You know, you look at it and you think, yeah, I think I'm going to keep it. It looks good. But of course, it's optional and it's not that important because by the time we put clouds and other stuff, in there, you hardly see these things. So let's just take it away because I might be putting clouds and hint of cloud. Okay, again, I'm going to let this dry a bit and I'm going to put some sky. I'm sorry, some clouds. And then we move on to the trees. Okay, so now we're going to put some clouds, a hint of soft clouds, and it doesn't matter what shape or what direction they're going, the shape of the cloud or what direction. It's the color. So usually what I do is I take the color of the sky, a little bit of light blue, just a bit of, so it's not 100% white. And I take cadmium red light and I put it in. So you get this kind of muted, soft pink. And the reason I do this is just because the rooftop is really, bring this. The rooftop usually, the rooftop is red. And when you have red against blue, it's sometimes a bit strong. And especially the rooftop, the reds I use, they're vibrant red. So I tone down the sky behind it I infuse the clouds with a bit of red. This way, when I put the strong red for the roof, it's not against just blue. It has a bit of pink, though. So there's a bit of a transition between the red roof, pink cloud, and then blue sky. So this is, let's put a bit more. Blue, more white. It's a good color. I can take a little bit of blue with white. I did not clean my brush. It still has pink on it. And I'm just going to mix this color with the pink clouds. So sometimes I do this, and sometimes I'll show you what I do as well. I do like this. Sweep, kind of a soft pink. Oops. What? A little bit of... Let's take this out. All right. So this is kind of, sometimes it's softer. With the corner of my brush, I'm just going to push some of, soften the edges. Add more white now to the pink. Again, with the corner of my brush. This needs to be more watery today. I don't know why it's very dry in here. Okay, adjust the sky a bit. Soften the sky, lighter blue. And that will also it will allow me to change a bit the shape of the cloud if I want, and soften it. Soften the shape. Or change the shape if I want, using the color of the sky. But that softens a lot. Sometimes, you know, with acrylics, it dries harsh. And I try to keep the sky kind of soft as much as I can. So I really see, I can see what shape I'm getting once the paint is dry. Before that, I'm just putting color. Soft. Clouds usually are fluffy, soft, kind of shape. Let's put a bit of white, like pink. Oh yeah, that's nice. With the corner of my brush, just putting a little bit of a lighter pink on top. All right, let's keep it at that for now. And then we'll move on to the trees. Not now, I'm just gonna clean up again a little bit of the sky part because it's drying and I can see that it just kind of needs just cleaning up. And honestly, with the sky or clouds, you can do whatever you like. Okay. All right, that's good. Okay, so we move on to the tree on the left-hand side. And I have here sap green, cerulean blue. Just gonna mix them together. More like a bluish green, soft blue green. First layer, just kind of use the color just the way it is. We don't need to highlight it or anything yet. And I'm using a small kind of flat brush, and I'm gonna go up like this. Just give it kind of it's wider at the bottom and narrower on top. Okay, let's use a round brush or in between. Although, I mean, it's not a big deal here. If we miss the slats, we can put them back on. Okay, good. Now the next step, I'm going to do the same. A little bit of blue. And I'm going to put some of the yellow ochre. So I'm highlighting with yellow ochre. Okay. Not strong highlight. Not yet. Just enough to give it a bit of an interesting shape. And I'm kind of dabbing. All right. More yellow ochre. If you hold your flat brush on an angle, you will get a really nice shape. Adding more slowly, a little bit more of the yellow ochre. Okay, I'm going to try to take some yellow ochre and then mix it with a bit of the blue, cerulean blue. Now, let's let it dry, and then we'll move on to the one on the right-hand side. Let's just adjust a couple of things here. All right. Okay, for the next tree, we're going to take sap green, and I'm going to put with the corner of my brush a little bit of red. And you'll see once I highlight or put yellow, this small amount of red in there, very small amount. Otherwise, it'll become, green turns into brown if you put too much. Red is very strong. So, and then I put yellow. So the reason I do that is just because, first of all, green is opposite red on the color wheel. So red will tone down the green and make it a little bit more earthy, because the sap green, the way it comes out of the tube, is not very, it's not natural or earthy. So that's why. And also, I don't want, this tree doesn't have to be dark. So that's why I'm adding the yellow from now. Usually I use sap green and I put either yellow ochre in it or red. And then I put the first layer and then I put highlights. But in this case, we don't need to go dark, very dark. A color like this is more than enough. And now with the corner of my brush, I'm using a flat one or bright. With the corner of my brush, I'm going to pay attention to the shape I'm putting in there, so I don't end up with a strong round, like a ball shape. Try to make it a little bit more organic looking. We're not trying to make it look realistic. It's just the shape needs to be fluffy, kind of. So this is the first layer. It's going to dry darker. So once I start highlighting, this is when I will shape it to the, add the right, exactly the shape I want with highlights. For now, I'm just putting green in there. Okay. Now I'm going to take more. I'm taking more yellow. I'll put it in. This is the second layer. So the second layer is lighter. And with the corner of my brush, just adding some highlights in there. Once it's dry, I will open up the tree. I will open up the tree a bit with the color of the sky. All right, that's good. Okay, let's keep going. I'm using the corner of my brush. All right, now last layer is, I usually add tiny bit of white into the yellow and green, and this will be the last layer of highlight, unless when it's dry I find that it's drying too dark and it needs to be highlighted. but this is usually the last layer. Yes, a bit more. Because always I have to keep in mind that acrylic dries darker. I like to highlight the top of the tree where it meets the sky because it's a soft transition between the light color of the blue and the green. I'm going to stop for a minute and then I just want to wait for it to dry so I can open up the tree with the color of the sky. All right, now let's open up the trees using the color of the sky. So negative painting. I'm going to take blue, doesn't have to be exactly the same. Blue, white, let's take a bit of red to make a little bit of green, pink, I'm sorry, pink here. And with a round brush, we put a hint of branches on the side just to make it look interesting. And I'm sure you're wondering why I do this. Why am I not just leaving that before? Sometimes I just put the color and then I find that it's too heavy and I want to just make it look a bit more fluffier, the tree. So that's why I open the sky after. I use negative painting. Also, negative painting is really nice. It's different. It's not the same. It's not the same when you put the branches and everything and then you go around them. It has a different kind of feel to it and look when you do negative painting. And also it allows me to reshape the tree if I want. This pink in the tree is really nice, having pink in there, because the green is a cool color, and when you put some warm color in it, it looks really nice. I try, and if I don't like it, I just cover it again with green. There. Better. Okay. Okay, that's good for this one. Now let's move on to the one on the left. These trees are usually very dense, so it's not a lot of sky showing through, but I like to put a bit, just to open it up a bit. Not much. Especially the top part. That's it. Just a bit, not much. Don't overdo it with the left one. But with the right one, it's a different tree, so we can play around a little bit more with the opening. Let's make these a little bit thinner. Okay. All right, that's probably enough. There's no need to put brown for the branches. Actually, we can. Hold on. Let's do that. Let's take sap green. Yeah, red. That will give us a really, like a brown. There we go. Water it down a bit so it's not heavy. More like a glaze. And with a round brush, hint. That's good. We're good. So whatever we have left over now of the green, if you have any leftover green, we can just go over some of the grass at the bottom. And again, it doesn't have to be dark. So I have sap green, a little bit of red in it, just tiny bit, and yellow, medium tone. It will dry darker. All right. We're good for this week. So we're done for this week. We'll continue in the week after, next week.
Okay. See you then. Have a good trip.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.